The EU and Turkey have reached an agreement to stem the flow of migrants to Europe. Turkey gets a big injection of cash and a range of other incentives, including possible membership in the EU. Elena Casas reports from Brussels.
Europe every day, but from Sunday, all new arrivals will be sent back to Turkey. For every Syrian refugee Turkey takes back, one Syrian will be resettled in Europe from Turkish refugee camps. The EU retains the right to reject applicants. In exchange, Turkey will get around $6.6 billion, visa-free travel in Europe for Turkish citizens, and reconsideration for Ankara's bid to join the EU. EU leaders say the agreement will stop the unchecked flood of migrants into northern Europe and break the business model of people smugglers.
First, we needed to ensure that each and every migrant arriving in Europe will be treated individually. In other words, that our agreement complies with all EU and international law.
The main obstacle was legal. EU governments were warned this deal could breach international law if it sent people back to Turkey without giving them the right to apply for asylum and get legal representation to help them appeal a rejection. EU officials say hundreds of immigration lawyers will be sent to Greece to assess each case individually. Some analysts argue that any path to northern Europe is better than none.
I mean, it's not clear, if the EU is going to be picking and choosing who they can return from Turkey to Europe, the status of Turkey not being a safe country. I mean, all of these are very controversial, but at the same time, even given all of that, the fact that at least there'll be a deal in place and the process will be able to start to resettle Syrian refugees in Europe is positive.
Refugee returns could start as soon as March the 20th, and the EU insists they will comply with international law. But this deal now gives Greece less than 36 hours to come up with a fast-track asylum appeals process that could withstand a legal challenge. Elena Casas, CCTV, Brussels.